Hello and welcome back to the Crime Reel. As it is Christmas week, today's story is a little different from usual, and instead of focusing on the horrors of true crime, instead we are looking at a true story that starts with a $9 million lottery win. I'm sure that I'm not alone in fantasising about what I would do if my numbers came up on the lottery. So many of us have dreamt of winning a large sum and started to fictitiously plan what we would do if the near impossible actually happened. Who would we tell first? What would be number one on our list of purchases? Would you save or splurge? Which friends, family or charities would you love to share with? And would there suddenly be people who would reappear in your life after hearing of your win? Over the years, it must have been the subject of millions of conversations and debates, numerous books, TV shows and films, making it feel almost accessible. But the reality is that such a tiny number will ever actually experience the reality. However, this reality did actually come true for 42-year-old Earl Havlock from New Hampshire. Just 11 minutes before the lottery draw on the 23rd of December 1989, Earl decided to buy 12 tickets for the Tri-State Megabucks game. He bought 10 for himself and 2 as a Christmas gift for his older brother, Elwood. As usual, Earl waited in the store, Luff's corner cupboard in Ashford, for the numbers to be revealed. 6, 13, 16, 19, 28 and 33. Almost immediately he realised that he was holding a ticket that matched all of these numbers. He also realised that his 10 tickets were all losing tickets, and one of the 2 that he had bought for his 49-year-old brother, Elwood, was the winner of the then second biggest prize in the Tri-State Megabucks Lottery's 5-year history. It was for $9 million, and this was beaten only by the $9.6 million won by Bertha Arruda, a widow from Fall River, Massachusetts, 3 years earlier. Sweepstake officials said that Earl had beaten odds of 3.8 million to 1 when he purchased the winning ticket that day. The luck extended to the owner of Luff's corner cupboard, Patricia Valieres, who received $30,000 for selling the winning ticket. Patricia said that the money would allow her to pay off the debts that she had accumulated since she had separated from her husband and had to begin running the store on her own. Earl was not married, had no money, and was unable to work due to a long-standing disability. He got by on social security benefits. He spent most of his time watching television or helping out his neighbours. His big brother, Elwood, was more financially secure, but by no means wealthy. He had a job as a foreman at the Plymouth Highway Department and lived in a trailer that he owned with his wife, Rowena. He also had no idea that Earl had purchased the winning lottery ticket. So, I have to ask, what would you do? Keep the winning ticket for yourself? After all, your brother does not know of its existence, or hand it over to your brother. For Earl, there was no decision to make. He didn't think twice before handing the ticket over to his brother, and as such made Elwood a multi-millionaire. The press were obviously interested in this great story of festive generosity, and as Elwood collected the first instalment of his prize money a couple of days later, Earl was interviewed. When asked why he had given the ticket away, he answered the question by saying, "Why not?" Elwood said that he and his wife had no intention of buying a new home. "I'm not moving out of my trailer for anything," and they had no plans to either upgrade his pickup truck or to stop enjoying the camper that they had bought the previous year. He went on to say that all he wanted was a trip to Florida to fulfill his 15-year dream of attending the Daytona 500 auto race. Elwood went on to tell the reporters that he hoped to invest some of the money and had no immediate plans to share the winnings with his 4 brothers and sister. He then added that he intended to do so once he had received some financial advice. The New Hampshire sweepstakes director, James Wimsatt, suggested that Earl's generous act approached heroism. What you have here is a case of real-time honesty. Earl knew he didn't have to give his brother the ticket, but he did, and now he smiles about it and says it feels great. That's a very rare thing to see these days. And it would be great to finish the story there for today, leaving this as a case of the most generous Christmas present from one brother to another. However, the Havlock family were once again in the news the following December. The Boston Globe reported that megabucks lead to mega woes. New Hampshire man sues his brother over $9 million prize. Sadly, the heartwarming story had somewhat soured as the previous year's positive Christmas story had turned into the next year's family feud. On Monday the 10th of December, 43-year-old Earl sued in Grafton County Superior Court to take back the gift. This was on the same day that a Sweepstake Commission news release recalled the brothers' story as one which epitomises the spirit of the holidays. In an 8-page lawsuit, Earl, 3 other brothers, Paul, Richard and Malcolm, and his sister Mary, claimed that Earl, who was unable to work due to his disability, had no intention of giving away his winnings that he initially believed to be just $40. It went on to say that Earl misrepresented to sweepstake officials and the public that he bought the winning ticket as a present for Elwood as a result of false information provided by Elwood himself. The lawsuit stated that Elwood had told Earl that holding onto the ticket himself would jeopardise his monthly disability payments, and as a result Earl said that he had bought it as a present. The family requested that the court give Earl control over past and future proceeds from the ticket, which, after tax, would amount to a $357,600 cheque for 20 years. Additionally, the family said that Elwood's wife Rowena was claiming a portion of the winnings in a divorce action and wanted that case combined with theirs. The lottery stated that as Elwood had signed the winning ticket, their hands were tied and that they would continue to send the cheques to Elwood unless the court advised otherwise. It is unclear what effect all of this had on the dynamics within this family, but it would take almost another year for the saga to be resolved. On the 22nd of October 1991, it was reported that the Grafton County Superior Court had settled the dispute. The Havlock family members had agreed to split the money evenly, with each receiving around $45,000 a year for a total of 20 years. With the annual payments having finished over a decade ago, it is not known how much joy this win brought to the family, or if the division caused by a large sum of money took its toll on all of those involved. Despite many negative stories about the problems encountered by those who suddenly find themselves rich beyond their wildest dreams, the ever-increasing prizes lotteries are able to offer prove that this is a dream many still chase. So what would you do if you woke up tomorrow millions of pounds richer? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. That concludes today's story. As it's my last video before Christmas, I'd just like to pass on my thanks to the following for their super thanks contributions to the channel over the last 6 months. Cashel O'Connolly from Ireland. Hi, I hope you're getting on well in Japan, but thank you. 12by12, thank you so much for your donations this year, I really do appreciate it. Renee Catagnas, hiya. Thanks Renee so much. Dixie George, thank you so much as well. Paula White, Sandra Taylor, James C, Jacqueline de Blue, de Claverspieler, thank you so much. Malot, Revmo, Ms Kestrel, the Lacy Socks, and finally to Luke Carroll. Thank you so much for all of your donations. And on the Buy Me a Coffee over the last 6 months, thanks to Cashel again, Jared, Sammy, and also finally Deborah Johnson. Thank you. For those of you that watch the ads as well, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Okay, it's petty crime time. It's time to go to Australia to look at this beautiful cat. The owner's name is Lulu, and it may be December, but this is August. Yep, seriously, meet August. She loves inspecting any work being done on a laptop, has been known to fist bump with a boop, and mainly, she is a leaner against legs rather than a lap sitter. And Hammerhead 222 has sent in their nephew's cat, Pim. They live in Evanston, Illinois. It's a very unusual pose, but highly alert. Another beauty today. Thank you for listening to The Crime Reel. Stay safe. Goodbye. And if you celebrate Christmas, have a great time. Psst. The largest Powerball winner to date is Edwin Castro from California, who won $2.04 billion. He took the lump sum prize in the end, so he ended up with a mere $997.6 million. Goodbye.